Charlie Chaplin, Harry Houdini, Laurel and Hardy. These are just a few of the great people who have performed in what was Plymouth's most esteemed venue. As it stands now, it's a hollow reminder of the joy and entertainment that it used to bring to people. Palace Theatre was constructed in 1898 by architects John Thomas and William Arbour. At the time, it was considered one of the best theatres of its kind, with a spectacular lavish interior and architecture. The building is built in the Art Nouveau style, a fashion extremely popular from the late 19th to early 20th century. This focuses on graceful asymmetrical line drawings, lots of windows to increase light, and a general aura of positive and graceful features. A serious fire occurred in 1898, just 3 months after its opening. However, in May of 1899, it reopened better than ever. The auditorium style was completely redesigned in a more nautical theme to fit with Plymouth's ocean city. The first 50 years of the 20th century were this theatre's golden age. There were many shows and performances being put on, and many people came to watch them. Not even the First World War slowed down production. However, little did people know, this heyday was not to last forever. In April 1941, during the Blitz, several incendiary devices were dropped on the theatre, and the fires were quickly put out. To increase morale during the war, the theatre was kept open all the way through it, and was one of the few Victorian properties to remain relatively unscathed in Plymouth during the Blitz. The theatre suffered several closures between 1954 and 1962 due to a lack of touring shows. However, during this time, Laurel and Hardy performed their last ever live performance in 1954. The theatre was offered twice to Plymouth City Council in both 56 and 59, but both times the council declined the offer. In 1961, new management took over the building and reopened the theatre soon after. However, just 3 years later it was sold once more and was converted into a club showing, amongst other things, bingo, wrestling and striptease. In 1975 it was sold again and reopened as a theatre just a few years later. By 1980, the theatre was experiencing financial difficulties, which led to the curtain coming down for the final time in '83. The opening of a more central and council-owned Theatre Royale the year before ended any prospect of the building being used for live theatre again. The Palace Theatre during the 1990s was renamed the Dance Academy and opened its doors to an average of 1,300 dancers a night. The club itself was famous for the fact that it was one of the most popular clubs in the UK, almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The lineup for the night often included some of the most prominent DJs of the time. However, though, in 2006, the police started an investigation into the dealing and usage of the drug ecstasy within the premise of the Dance Academy. The investigation continued for a few years until both men in charge of management of the Dance Academy were found guilty of the charges given, and both were given 28 years in prison for drug dealing behind the counter of the Dance Academy. Now the theatre sits empty, as it has done since 2006. In 2008, the Theatre Trust listed it as one of their top 10 endangered buildings. There's much work that has to be done to ensure the theatre can be opened once more. Not to say that people haven't tried. The youth charity Go started some repairs and renovations during 2015, however they pulled out just a few years later. The building is structurally sound, however there remains some important work to be done, like waterproofing the roof. Although in recent years there's been a series of break-ins of the theatre, which meant fencing and bolted doors have been put up to ensure this cannot continue. Community support for the building remains fierce, with what seems like everybody in Plymouth wanting to restore it to its past glory. However, finding the right people to make this happen is proving more difficult than it seems. Though one thing is for certain, this building serves as a tragic reminder of what can happen to historically important buildings if left unused.